hear this? You are not alone. This is the resistance.
The world being 65 billion plus years old, yeah, the water's going to get muddy real quick. That's just the way it goes.
Anyway, coming back to your response on the
Yes.
on the Obama claiming about us not being smart enough to, you know.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because when you watched that video, you were pissed.
It's not that I was pissed. I was kind of floored because for somebody to have such
an arrogant
arrogant
statement?
disposition about a collective of the world population is just ignorant. For Obama to state that people in general are not smart enough to govern themselves and therefore have to be governed by, an all-powerful sovereign, as he put it, quote unquote, is just ridiculous. I mean, I don't claim to be the smartest motherfucker on the face of the planet. I don't. I don't know everything, but I do have a triple-digit IQ. Okay, I don't go out and try to be a political activist, so I don't do a whole lot of research. But I do have my own personal ideas on the thing, and my ideals about Obama, him just saying that right there makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
Okay, for him to say that people cannot govern themselves, okay, what gives him the right to say that first off? And then who is going to be the all-powerful sovereign that is supposed to govern us? Who gives them the right to point that person out? Is this going to be like an election? And if that's the case, then you're giving us the power to elect this all-powerful sovereign, which contradicts your statement in the first fucking place, because therefore you're giving us an opinion on who it should be when we're too stupid to figure it out for ourselves. I just don't understand.
Well, let me explain that to you. How do you take away people's rights? You can't just come in and enslave them. It's not going to work. Especially 99 versus a 1%. The people being the 99%. You're not going to just come in as a 1% and go, hey, you're my bitch.
Right.
It's not going to work.
Right.
You got to trick the people into giving up their rights.
I guarantee you,
what happened with Hitler. How did he become Führer?
Force and fear, dude. He was a terrorist.
He caused terrorist events.
He controlled the media, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Kind of like what's going on here in the United States. And I get what you're getting at, but I'm just saying the complete contradiction of his statement makes no sense. Plus, if you take into consideration what you were saying about how do you make one person come in and say this and that, you can't. But I guarantee you, if you took that snippet and you put that on MSNBC or Fox News, I guarantee you right now, everybody's going to go apeshit.
Yeah.
I mean that's an internet snippet. That probably wasn't aired on live television. It was probably cut out.
No, that's because the 1% owned the media. They owned the shit just like Hitler owned and controlled the media back during his reign. And it's the same PowerPoint. It's referred to as the strong man's handbook.
Right.
It's all old ass tactics dating back to the dictators of old and the corrupt leaders of ancient times.
Right. And I get, like I said, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
The 1% coming in, controlling the media, scaring us into it, force and fear, all that stuff.
Yep. And then presenting you with the illusion of choice.
Right. But when people who are smart enough to understand that it's not a choice, it's being forced upon, that's the 99% we're talking about. That's anonymous. That's TWWRN speaking out so that people who are watching these interviews and these comments and stuff are being enlightened, and that's the point of these videos. Just to give a little snippet of what happened on another interview I did with him just yesterday or this morning or whenever we did it. It was basically about, just because you have an opinion makes you a terrorist. It's not true.
No.
You know what I mean? You have to actually exert some kind of force or fear or control to make this a feasible concept. And I don't know if you want to cut out for that right now, and you could kind of put that little snippet in here.
That segment is actually going to be posted up separately. That's going to be part of our Operation Mindfuck Tinman.
Okay.
That's coming out. And again, everybody, if you're curious about that, watch the last video phone interview I did with Connor. We talked about that and go into details, and Connor's going to be producing another video promotional about that as well. So keep an eye out for that for more details. But back to what I was talking about with the illusions and whatnot, not just the illusion of choice, but what you mentioned with the people being labeled as quote terrorists and whatnot. All that is spin bullshit by the critics and people who don't want the truth out there. That's why they call us kooks. That's why they call us tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. They call us terrorists and all that shit. Why? Because they want to discredit the truth speakers as much as possible. Because if you can't dispute the truth, but if you can put doubt in the minds of the people regarding those delivering the truth, then you have an end.
I agree.
And that's
only if you have tangible, hard copy proof of them either lying or trying to discredit by force or fear, like what's that guy's name that was trying to do that to you? YRV. Yeah. It's the same kind of thing.
Well, we've had that constantly. We've had YRV. We've had the lone wolf motherfuckers with Daisy, who constantly changes his name, so we just call him Daisy. It's an onslaught, and they're just people looking to try to discredit you. And the way trolls work, I watched a video series made by a troll in regards to how to troll. And one of the points that this person made up, look for the smallest little flaw that you can, and then exploit that flaw.
Like
and
when he broke down your video into like an hour segment of like a 10-minute video, that was crazy.
Yeah. Even if the flaw or the claim is bullshit, try to. It's a bait and hook thing.
Right. Try to exploit it.
Yeah. They try to exploit any potential flaw or even expose a flaw by insinuating that there is another flaw.
Right.
They try to expose weakness and make you shoot yourself in the foot. They try to post up all this bullshit in order to make yourself look bad. And that's what I find funny about this, because you've seen in my old videos concerning YRV or this person, or even this shit with Daisy. What are Connor and I doing? We are laughing our asses off.
By the way,
we are very careful about what we say, because we know how these people work, and we're not going to do anything to incriminate ourselves. Not that there's anything that we are doing is even remotely wrong. It's just if somebody has an opening, they will use the opening, and we're just too we are too smart for that shit.
By the way, Connor, keep doing what you're doing, brother. Like I said, it's going to be the same thing all around with everybody that follows TWWRN or any kind of anonymous page or blog. I may not always agree, but opinion is opinion. And you know what? If you don't like the opinion, don't watch the damn movie. Don't watch the damn clip. You have the choice to click back on your browser or escape. Just press the escape button. You know what I mean? If you're not liking the point of view that's coming out of the person's mouth that's speaking, don't watch it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? You don't have to actually try to label somebody a terrorist. I mean, that's just terrorist activity in itself.
Yeah, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I mean, if you don't like wrestling and you like baseball, don't watch wrestling. Go watch baseball. Don't knock on wrestling just because you don't like wrestling and prefer baseball.
Exactly.
That's just a give and take.
It's like
online media.
It's like religion. You don't like this religion? Okay, go find one that works for you. You know what I mean? You don't have to conform to what he's saying or what I'm saying or what John Connor's saying or Anonymous. You don't have to conform to these ideologies. You can turn the page. You can change the channel. You can read a book. I mean, do your thing.
Exactly.
You don't have to bother these people that are trying to get the truth out there. or to get their opinion across. If you support it, support it. If you don't support it, turn the fucking electricity off.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to something Connor was saying a while back. You know, he and I are Mormon. He's former Mormon now, but you know, we don't push our ideologies. In fact, Connor and I have both talked about this many times, and he has said this in his videos. It doesn't matter what you worship. It's fucking cool with us. You want to follow Judaism or be a Catholic or Muslim
I saw that
or
snippet.
Hindu, or you want to worship the purple spaghetti monster, which, by the way, it's not the purple spaghetti monster, Connor. It is the flying spaghetti
monster.